Tonight at 6, a special memorial as a community members gather to pay tribute to the man killed by a Duluth bus. And we're hearing how the DTA is doubling down on driver safety training after that tragedy on Friday. And touring tribal communities. We're hearing from Minnesota's governor as he visits the Boys Fort Band.
From CBS 3 Duluth, this is the CBS 3 News at 6.
Good evening. I'm Jenna Wells. Kristen is on assignment tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Tonight, the Duluth community is remembering David Weston, the man who died when he was hit by a DTA bus. It happened Friday morning near Dick's Sporting Goods outside the Miller Hill Mall. Police say the bus hit the 64-year-old and he was trapped under the vehicle. Tonight, police tell us they're still investigating and couldn't share any more details about what led up to the crash. CBS 3's Kendall Jarbo was at the Miller Hill Mall today where people from the community made a memorial for him over the weekend. Of course, joining us live now in the studio. Kendall, what have people been leaving at that site?
Jenna, there's been candles and flowers and cards. There's also this bingo card with the number 22 on it, and that's very special for the people there who have a memory of this man who spent so much time at the mall.
He was a happy soul. He brought joy to everybody. He touched everybody's life. You certainly won't forget him.
Those who knew David Weston describe him as a kind soul, someone who always made everyone laugh.
You know, he was always about the person and he'd visit. Always had a smile on his face, willing to talk, and just a really kind-hearted individual.
The Duluth man carried with him a contagious smile.
Just because he had that big smile on his face, you couldn't help but want to talk to him.
Weston had many hobbies, but what he loved most of all, bingo, especially his lucky number 22.
We've had a few virtual bingos through the pandemic and stuff, and every time the 22 came up, everybody's like, two, you know, and that's from David.
Weston sought connections in several areas of the community, but mostly at Miller Hill Mall, taking a bus there multiple times a week, seeing his friends, and always saying hi.
Every time he came into the mall, everybody knew he was here.
The place he loved, also the place he died.
I was at home when it all happened, and my boss called me, and I broke down at home. It was just way too soon for somebody that lifted all of us up.
Employees at the mall committed to take care of Weston's memory. They're raising money to give him a proper funeral and headstone, grieving a friend who will be missed forever, and making sure his memory will never be forgotten.
I think everybody who met David loved David. And, you know, if you didn't have a chance to meet David, boy, you sure missed out.
Employees at the mall have created a GoFundMe to help cover funeral arrangements for Weston. We have a link to that on our website. And Jenna, an anticipated date for the funeral is Wednesday of next week, but we will be giving an update when that's confirmed.
All right. Well, thank you, Kendall. And as we told you on Friday, this is the second crash involving a DTA bus and pedestrians in the last 3 weeks. The first incident happened August 20th in the Lincoln Park neighborhood. 2 people were treated for minor injuries there. The bus driver was cited for failing to yield to pedestrians in a crosswalk. Tonight, the DTA tells us they're doubling down on driver safety and training, hoping to stop this from ever happening again. CBS 3's Quinn Gorham explains what changes the DTA is making.
Well, according to the DTA, a lot of those first steps have already been taken. According to General Manager Rod Fournier, they started by addressing this past Friday's incident at their weekly safety meeting this week. They plan to continue to talk with their drivers and staff in the coming weeks to make sure they're vigilant out on the road. Fournier says the DTA has what he called a rigorous weeks-long safety training program to ensure their drivers are ready for the road when they first start the job. They also talk with their drivers about how to handle a collision or other situation that comes up on the road before they happen. He says they're working through this past Friday's incident and wants to make sure it doesn't happen again.
We are working as a staff right now to go over all of our procedures, make sure that nothing is missed, and we will be meeting with all of our drivers as an awareness campaign.
Now, according to Fournier, the DTA has previously had a relatively good safety record. He says the DTA has less than 1 preventable collision per 100,000 miles, and the DTA travels about 2 million miles each year. Now, the driver involved in the August 20th incident is no longer employed by the DTA, but the one involved in this past Friday's crash is currently on administrative leave while that investigation plays out. They have been employed by the DTA for the past 3 years, I'm told.
All right, thank you, Quinn. Dave now joining us for a quick look at the weather. Dave, a little bit of rain coming later is what I'm hearing.
For some towns, just a little. For others, a fair amount of good moderate rain coming for about 2/3 of our area. So let's take a live look up north towards Effie, where we can see that the clouds are building as dual low pressure systems from the west approach our region. Right now, one is up towards Manitoba and the other is starting to exit South Dakota into Minnesota, and it's making a wall of rain off towards the west. I think it's going to be here in our neck of the woods from roughly 11 o'clock tonight till maybe 8 o'clock in the morning. And north of Duluth, the rain totals won't be that impressive, but for east central Minnesota, they could be pretty decent, an inch plus possible for at least a few towns. Tonight, 70% rain chance for the region, but it goes away early on Tuesday. We become mostly sunny and 70. We'll fire up the latest rain chart in just a couple of minutes to see how much your town's going to get.
All right, thanks, Dave. With the wild rice harvest setting the scene, Minnesota's top elected officials visited with members of the Boys Fort Band. The governor has been meeting with tribes across the state since he took office in an effort to strengthen relationships. CBS 3's Kristen Vaki was invited to tag along for the visit, where tradition and politics came together.
During a season of tradition, Minnesota's governor and lieutenant governor spent the day in Net Lake with leaders of the Boys Fort Band.
It was very important for the governor and lieutenant governor to be here today because it strengthens that government-to-government relationship between the state and the tribes.
Our administration has made state-to-state and sovereign relationships a top priority. Making sure there's consultation when we do things, but also learning from one another.
From education.
What a nice class size for kindergarten, too. It is perfect.
And we've been working with the governor's office and his administration for quite some time, and the commissioners at the state, with regards to educating on Native Americans as a people, but also educating them on our culture and our education.
To a wild rice harvest.
I never thought we'd be doing this together.
This was an opportunity to showcase not only their triumphs, but also the challenges they face.
Everyday things that a lot of people take for granted, living in a city where here we're 65 miles from everywhere, and transportation is a huge issue for us.
The leaders broke bread in hopes of building stronger relationships.
Oh, that's good. We know that the dam here needs to be repaired. We know that there's work that needs to be done. The tribe itself can't do that. We all benefit from it. I think making sure that the tribes are involved in our bonding, some of the rules that we have cut them off from some of that help.
Shaver says while they don't always see eye to eye on issues, she feels the Boys Fort Band is being heard.
By having the Murdered and Missing Indigenous Women's Office, that's a plus. By codifying the 1924 executive order, that's a plus. We're making some strides with regards to Native issues, and we hope to continue that with this administration and more administrations to come. Tribes aren't invisible anymore. We need to be seen and heard.
The governor will continue visiting tribes throughout Minnesota. By the way, we asked the governor if he intends to run for re-election. He told us he still has more work to do, but stopped short of saying whether he plans to seek another term. New at 6, Duluth's mayor says her budget proposal for 2022 is steady, honest, and straightforward as the city works to recover from the pandemic. Mayor Emily Larson is making her general fund budget proposal to City Council right now. It totals $97.1 million in spending. Her proposal includes a 6% property tax levy increase. However, due to growth in value and the investment of federal COVID dollars, homeowners would only see a little more than 1% increase in their bills. Larson is also proposing pulling a $4 million from the city reserves. She says the budget does not add staff, new projects, or fund big projects. Instead, it's focused on keeping the city moving forward post-COVID. The council has until September 30th to sign off on the proposed property tax levy. Almost 300 new housing units could be on the way to Duluth. A first-time developer in Duluth is looking at building apartment complexes near Arlington Road and Arrowhead Road in the Duluth Heights neighborhood. Tonight, the Duluth City Council will weigh in on their plans. The apartments are considered market rate. An economic developer with the city of Duluth says although these are not considered affordable units, the city needs all the units it can get right now.
So right now, any unit is a good unit in Duluth. We know we're in a housing crunch, so whether it's affordable or market rate, any unit's going to be positive units.
If the council gives its approval tonight, the Planning Commission also needs to weigh in. If everything goes according to plan, the developer could break ground on the first complex this fall with construction planned for next year. Then more units would be built in the future. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, our recent cool temps are helping out the northern firefight. We have the latest containment numbers next.
So far in September, we've received about 1/3 of an inch of rain, leaving us more than an inch short. But a moderate rain coming for a good chunk of the area tonight could really help things catch up. We'll talk about the odds for your town getting some decent rains coming up right after our break.
Culligan, our water makes my skin and hair feel like I'm 90.
How do you feel about high-efficiency water softeners from Culligan Water?
What?
How do you feel about smoother skin and luxurious hair?
I feel very good about that.
That's the power of water.
Seasons change and so do your housing needs. Many home buyers are still in the market thanks to low inventory and historically low interest rates. Now is a great time to sell your home and make that change. Visit yournorthlandhome.com for comprehensive information on buying or selling with helpful tips about downsizing, mistakes to avoid, and what you can do to prepare your home to sell. Download your free guides today at yournorthlandhome.com. Let the JS Realty team put their experience to work for you.
Hi folks, Joe Namath here with a new message about your Medicare benefits. You may be entitled to transportation, meals, and expanded coverage for dental work that includes extractions, fillings, and dentures, all at no additional cost. Plus, depending on your zip code, you may be entitled to the Medicare benefit that adds money to your Social Security check every single month. Call and get everything you deserve. Call now. It's free.
I'm on a fixed income, so I called to get money added to my Social Security check. They helped me so much.
I called to save money on co-pays, get prescriptions, transportation, and my dental work covered. I couldn't believe I was spending money I don't have to spend.
Millions of people have trusted the Medicare Coverage Helpline, and you can too. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-916-5591. That's 1-800-916-5591 now. Black Bear Casino Resort wants you to join our team. On Monday, September 20th, you're invited to our job fair from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the Otter Creek Event Center. Applications and interviews available for on-the-spot hiring with part-time and full-time positions available. We offer many benefits for full-time employees, from 6 paid holidays each year, 3+ weeks of paid time off, reward for perfect attendance, 401k retirement plan that we match, health and dental plans, life insurance coverage, plus much more. We can't wait for you to join our team on September 20th at our job fair. For more information, visit blackbearcasinoresort.com.
It's always a good day for a car wash at Miller Mall Car Wash. But just to be safe, watch Caitlin's Car Wash Forecast. Weekday mornings on CBS 3 This Morning with meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt. Sponsored by Miller Mall Car Wash. Only on Live Local CBS 3.
Survivor 41 is almost here, and it's a monster. With game-changing twists you've never seen before.
Go!
It's harder, faster, and more fun. Dangerous fun.
Something's going down.
Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Temperatures this morning, boy, were they cold. You know, it's been such a long, warm summer. To see temps like this a little bit of a rude awakening, especially for parts of the Mesabi Range and the Vermilion. Lower 30s for a lot of towns up there, and there were some upper 30s in northern Wisconsin and some upper 30s as well for the Upper Peninsula. But come tomorrow morning, we're going to warm up back into the upper 40s through the lower 50s, so this cold snap was a very small one. The warmer temperatures will be supportive of rain that's coming our way. 70 to 80% chance for rain overnight tonight. And for 2/3 of the area, could be a good moderate rainfall, exactly what the doctor ordered, though up towards the Canadian border, it may get shortchanged once again. We'll show you the estimate chart for how much rain is going to come in just a bit. Right now, current conditions from the airport in Duluth, 61 degrees. For the temp, 62% for the relative humidity, easterly winds going 13 miles per hour, 29.93 inches of mercury is our barometric pressure, and it's slowly decreasing as twin lows from the west come our way to bring us that rain chance. All right, current temps bounce back very nicely here today. The normal is 69 degrees, and still we have some towns that are warmer than that at the moment. Solon Springs 72, 71 for Hayward, but dipping down to 65 for Ironwood and Ashland, 61 for Cloquet and Superior, 68 Moose Lake, 64 towards Evelyn and the Quad Cities, still 69 degrees International Falls. Temperatures for the week ahead likely will run a range for the most part of 70 to 75, so just a little bit warmer than normal. Now, the Doppler map. Still on the dry side for the Upper Peninsula and northern Wisconsin. Here in Minnesota, we can see that the clouds have increased rather thickly, and that's from the two low pressure systems coming our way, which is pushing lighter rains into western Minnesota at the moment, but those rains could become more moderate for at least a few towns later tonight as the two low pressure systems works towards our area here. I think they'll be bringing this rain chance to our region primarily from 11 o'clock tonight to about 8 o'clock in the morning. 70% chance for Minnesotans, 80% for Wisconsin and Michigan. And rain totals, like I've been mentioning here, for a good chunk of the area should be all right. Up north, probably not that much. No, maybe a 1/4 inch north of the Iron Ranges, but 3/4 of an inch towards the Twin Ports and an inch plus from east central Minnesota in through the Upper Peninsula. Then it goes away rather rapidly tomorrow and sunshine returns early on. Tonight in Minnesota, low temps about 49 to 55, 70% rain chance, 80% shot for Wisconsin and the UP. Lows there in the mid-50s. Tomorrow, we shake off the rain about 8 o'clock in the morning, and Wisconsin and the UP rapidly become mostly sunny with highs from 66 to 71. Minnesota numbers should go about 66 to 71 as well with a mostly sunny sky. And that mostly sunny sky lasts through Wednesday. Wednesday goes to 73 degrees. Thursday comes up 75. Not bad for September. But a new low pressure system brings our next rain chance. That'll last Thursday, Friday, and maybe portions of Saturday.
All right, thank you, Dave. Definitely a little taste of summer there. A man is dead tonight after the dump truck he was driving rolled this afternoon. That happened around 1:30 on Spirit Lake Road, not far from Cherry. Authorities say the 38-year-old driver was the only one in the vehicle. He died at the scene. His name is not being released until family is notified. No word yet on what led to that single vehicle crash. When our crew arrived, the dump truck was still on its side in the ditch. Crews got it back upright, but said it would be a while before they could tow it out. The Greenwood fire is now 2/3 contained as a new crew is set to take over the fight tomorrow. Forest officials say 67% of the fire's perimeter is contained. As that increases, the number of people working Greenwood decreases, now down to 309 personnel. That's about 100 fewer than last week. Tomorrow, the Northern Rockies Incident Management Team will turn command over to a Minnesota crew. Officials say the weather outlook is good, and they don't expect any fire growth. While many people have been allowed to return to their homes and cabins, the McDougall Lake area remains closed. That's where 14 residences were destroyed. The Duluth Fire Department is asking for $1.3 million to replace their tower truck. They had to pull one of their trucks out of service after a recent inspection showed some significant wear and tear. Too much, they say, to consider repairs. That leaves the department with only one backup, a truck they just got a year and a half ago. Fire department reps say tower trucks can reach 8 stories compared to the 2-story reach of a typical ladder truck. With an increase in commercial and multi-story structure fires this year, they say this purchase would increase public safety. And Kelly Hinseth is here with what's the latest in sports. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Jenna. Welcome.
Wow.
Happy to have you on the evening.
Thank you. I know I'm very tired and confused. But
this is like, what is this time of day for you?
So strange.
Well, coming up next in sports, a very special for the love of the game. A UMD Bulldog has overcome a lot prior to this upcoming season. Sports is next.
Pre-order your 2022 Lund boat at RJ Sport Cycle.
CBS 3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChevy.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChevy.com, a better way to buy.
At the DTA, we're making your bus ride even safer. You can now buy your ticket anytime, anywhere, using the new MyDTA app for mobile fare payment and trip planning. Contactless, safe, convenient.
Villa Marina Health and Rehabilitation Center is a beautiful one-level facility in Superior, Wisconsin, with 24-hour skilled nursing care. With a 5-star rating by Medicare, you can expect high-quality care. We offer a variety of services, including restorative care after a hospital stay, intensive rehabilitative therapy care after surgery, or long-term care for those who are no longer able to handle the necessities of daily life on their own. To learn more, call or visit Villa Marina Health Center in Superior.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
Not all internet is created equal. If you want internet that's even faster than advertised, if you want Wi-Fi on Mega Blast, if you want enough power to power all the things, that's asking for more than a lot. That's demanding extreme. And you deserve it.
Summer may be ending, but the deals are heating up with a summer clearance sale at Northwest Outlet. Get up to 60% off Columbia and the North Face clothing. That's right, up to 60% off. Save on capris, tees, shorts, rain, wind, and fleece jackets, and UPS sun-rated clothing. Enjoy the outdoors. Get huge discounts on your family's fashions. We're not done yet. Get up to 60% off on all sandals. You heard me right. Up to 60% off the summer clearance sale at Northwest Outlet Superior. We'll make sure you look good.
It's always a good day for a car wash at Miller Mall Car Wash. But just to be safe, watch Caitlin's Car Wash Forecast. Weekday mornings on CBS 3 This Morning with meteorologist Caitlin Moffitt. Sponsored by Miller Mall Car Wash. Only on live, local CBS 3.
In this edition of For the Love of the Game, meet UMD defenseman Will Francis. Now for Will, Division I hockey player, NHL prospect, a test for mononucleosis turned into the last thing he ever expected.
I'm a pretty mentally strong person, just like tell me to my face.
That was the thought that echoed through UMD junior Will Francis' mind as a doctor read his blood test results at a hospital in Grand Marais. The test came back that he had leukemia, the last thing the 19-year-old ever expected.
I'm kind of high on life at the time, you know what I mean?
Will had just returned to skating from a knee injury, playing with his USHL team, the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders, while rehabbing the 2019 Anaheim Ducks draftee, was getting a head start on his college classes at UMD. But in what felt like a blink of an eye, his life changed dramatically.
Yeah, just a shock, like me in a way. Hey man, like told my best buddy, I'm like, hey man, like I think I have cancer. I'm going in the ambulance right now to the cities. He's like, no way. Like you?
From there, the battle was on. Chemotherapy began on Monday and lasted for 28 days. Will was in the hospital for 20 of those days.
Some days are a lot worse than others, but pain was temporary, so.
And with a support system he says was unmatched, it was a day-by-day recovery.
You know, whether it's Will or us, you know, just kind of being an athlete or just being in the battle, you can't get ahead of yourself. You just take it a step at a time. You got to have faith and you just live every day. You have put a good plan together and then just take it day by day. You know, and that's all you can do.
In that time, Will received an outpour of support from NHLers like Bobby Orr, Tom Kurvers, Brett Hull. And all the while, UMD told him, you'll always have a place here.
I mean, obviously right away, I'm trying to get healthy again and then play a game I love from there. But for them to be like, you don't have to worry about a thing. Like, you're going to come here. I remember Krause called me like the next day. He's like, you'll be a Bulldog no matter what. And that was huge. Like, just having that security in the back of my head, I'm like, even if I can't play hockey again, I know I'm going to be welcomed. That sort of thing.
In July of 2020, Will was declared cancer-free. And fast forward to this summer, he's suiting up for the Beauty League and skating with UMD.
You know, we didn't know what to expect. How was he going to look? You know, when he skates, we hadn't seen him skate in such a long time, about a year and a half. And we thought that he looked great. Things are really moving along for him.
And come fall of 2021, you can best believe Will be on that Amsoil ice in a Bulldog sweater.
For me, going through all that stuff, like, I'm not going to waste a day and I'm not going to waste an opportunity, something like that, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm going to give it my all, and if you shoot for the moon and come up short, at least you shot for the moon. So that's kind of the way I look at it.
Will be a part of the UMD Blue Line this fall. They dropped the puck for the first time on October 8th against Bemidji State. You can't not only root for that team, that kid out on the ice who has already been through so much and is just the epitome of resiliency, hard work, and overcoming the hardest thing you'll ever have to go through.
Absolutely. Definitely an incredible story and a very positive dude, too.
The Francises are amazing human beings, and I can say I'm pretty happy. I know Bulldog Country is happy to have them in this community.
Absolutely. That is great. Well, thanks, Kelia. Tonight on the CBS 3 News at 10, as the Northland continues to rebound after pandemic closures, Duluth's mayor is hoping to get the city back on track with her new 2022 budget, which she calls steady, honest, and straightforward. Tonight, we'll break down everything you need to know about today's budget meeting. So, Dave, how's the rest of the night looking for us?
Well, it's going to be getting even cloudier, and around 11 o'clock tonight, a pretty decent chance for rain starts around the region. And again, some fairly moderate rain totals could happen overnight and then go away rather rapidly on Tuesday, be clearing up towards partly sunny and even mostly sunny for some towns. Then we all become mostly sunny on Wednesday as high pressure takes over for a little while, but only a little while, because Thursday through next Saturday is our next rain chance. But instead of the 70% chance like tonight, it'd only be about a 30 to 40% shot for that time period.
All right, not a terrible forecast. Keeping an eye on that radar. Thanks so much for joining us here on the CBS.